What's going on, Show Nation? It's Movie of the Movie Gaming TV, and in today's video, I want to talk to you guys about some Stage 2 and some Stage 1 Showdown tips. Now, a lot of you guys are doing Stage 2. I absolutely love Stage 2. I love Stage 2. But some of the better cards, they weren't necessarily a part of Stage 1. For example, the Cardinals had Yadier Molina. The Reds, they had Joey Votto. Those weren't exactly cards that you're just dying to go after in Stage 1. So now I'm going to give you guys some tips on Stage 1 and how I do Stage 2. So this Stage 1, I really needed to go after multiple times on stream yesterday. I really want to get the Reds starting pitcher. I think it's like Ladodo, or I'm not sure what his name is, to be honest with you. I'm still learning some of these prospects' names, but the Reds pitcher is absolutely beast. I already have the Dodgers pitcher, but I had to go back to Stage 1, and it is possible to skip to the very end and go against Hader. Hader's always going to be the last pitcher. You can really wear him out, wear him down. He only has like a max of 30 to 40 pitches before he is done, but it also is not exactly easy, in my opinion, all the time, just to get 16 runs at the drop of the hat at the risk of 1,000 subs if you lose. So after playing it several times, losing multiple times to Luis Castillo, losing multiple times to also Jack Flaherty, I started to develop a strategy of exactly how I wanted to go about getting it done. Exactly how I want to go about getting it done. Basically, and I guess in a sense, this can go for both of the showdowns, but this is how I like to do Stage 1 showdowns. I may or may not play the first couple missions before the boss, just because the first boss, because I do want to get some cards on my team. I do want to get some perks on my team. The real missions that I'm going to skip are anything where it's like I gotta pitch for multiple innings. I'm trying to skip those. Now, if I have a mission that's like get 3 runs, 1 extra base hit, and 2 hits versus a certain pitcher, I will do that. But I really try to avoid ones that are like we're entering in the 7th inning and we're going to have to complete the game in 3 innings. I'm trying to avoid those. In the draft, I'm taking the best cards possible that I can hit with. I might, when I'm forcing the pitcher rounds, I'm usually taking a bullpen pitcher to help me out. So let's go over this now. Let's just say we're doing the NL Central one. I will play the first one where I just have to pitch like 1 inning and strike some people out. I'll play that. Anything where it's like in the 8th, it's going to take 1 to 2 innings, I will play. Then I will play the first boss. I believe the first boss was Luis Castillo in that situation. Then the next missions after that are like 3 inning pitching type of missions. So I will not play those. I will not play those. The reason I like to play the bosses is they give you a good reward along the way. And also, if you're failing this, if you're failing at Castillo, if you're failing at Flaherty, you need to at least get to those missions. You're going to waste a lot of time, in my opinion, playing these other side missions to get up to the boss. Just skip those. Do not be afraid to skip a mission, because at the end of the day, you really just need to get through the bosses. So maybe play the first 2 leading up to Castillo, skip to Flaherty, play against Flaherty. A lot of people like to skip Flaherty entirely at that point in time. I do still like to go against them. Once I have Flaherty done, so I've beaten 2 of the bosses, then I might play some of the missions leading up to Hader, because at that point in Stage 2, in Stage 1, you're actually getting some pretty decent rewards. You're getting diamond perks back. You're getting diamond players back. After if you're failing this, just keep at it. You're going to figure out the cards that you hit well with. You're going to figure out, the bronzes, the silvers, the golds that have good stats versus lefties at the end. You're really going to start to get a feel of who you're going to want to have in your lineup to get this done. But just stick with it. It's going to make you better if you stick with it. I don't do the thing with the stolen base. I don't do any of that. I just push myself to get through it the best I can. And by the end of the night, I was really, really, really getting better at it and really, really being able to maximize my ability to get it done. I love the bosses too because you do get a good amount of stubs and a good amount of XP in stage 1 for going after them. Another thing you guys can do if you don't want to deal with the stress of doing stage 1, because stage 1 is a lot more difficult than stage 2 in my opinion. It's a lot more difficult. The cards that you have to work with aren't as good. I feel like the computer plays better defense against you in stage 1 as well. So I definitely, if you don't want to deal with any of the stage 1, you're starting at ground zero and there's a card that you want to go after, a future start card that you would like to go after to add to your team. You also can do March to October, I believe, on Veteran or All-Star. I want to say on All-Star. If you do March to October on All-Star, it's going to take a lot longer to do it. I think it maybe takes like 5 or 6 hours, but it should be pretty easy to do. You shouldn't fail it. And also, at the end of the day, you will get all the way up to that future start. So that's another option to be able to do it. You will fail Showdown a couple times. At least I failed it a couple times. So I feel like it's definitely possible to fail it. So it's definitely quicker to do the Showdown, but it is possible to fail. Whereas I feel like if you do March to October, you should be able to win the World Series relatively easy. You know, if you can't do it on All-Star for whatever reason, do it on Veteran. That's just, it's a longer way about going about it, but it is, it will get it done. And sometimes that's the best. You know, you don't want to be playing a mission over and over again and failing it. So let's also talk about stage 2. Stage 2, I just feel like it's so much easier. You can use the exact same strategy. I would definitely play against the bosses in stage 2 just because you're going to get a lot of XP and subs back from doing so. But in stage 2, you just get so many better cards. There's like way better diamonds and golds that you get compared to stage 1 where you're kind of using bronzes and silvers for to a certain extent. So I find stage 2 to be a lot easier. One tip is you can go to the end and you can see the team that you're playing against. And that's going to help you dictate what kind of boss is going to be at the end. It's always going to be like one of the 3 pitchers. So you can tell if you're going to face a righty. If it's the Dodgers, if it's the Braves, it's going to be a righty. If it's the Reds, it's going to be a lefty. So you can build your lineup accordingly. I do not worry at all in either of these about playing people out of position. It's only going to be about 1 inning. And I want the best hitters possible. So I do not care about playing people out of position at all whatsoever. Another tip also, if you just want to take some of the ease of grinding off, you just have the computer do all the base running and the fielding. The fielding you can't override. The base running you can override. You can hit L1 or R1, tell them what to do, you know, from that perspective. But I'd like to, it's easy just to have the computer handle all the fielding and all of the base running. It just makes it one less thing that you really have to do if you're trying to focus on something else. But stage 2, what I would do, you can skip a lot more missions in stage 2. You really do not need to go after the missions in stage 2. And then also I would just go to the bosses, play the bosses. After you get down to the second boss, if you want to add some good stuff there, I think it's worth it. I just don't think it's worth it a lot of the time to add like a silver type of player to your roster and a silver perk. The perks that I love to use Heart Attack. I like Defibrillator. I like that one a lot. I'm trying to think. It's like in game I can pick these so quickly, so I'm gonna try to take them out of my brain. I love Inner Peace as well. That's one of my favorite ones. And what else do I like? I avoid all the pitching ones. I avoid all the base running ones, all the defensive ones type of thing. Love Heart Attack. Love Inner Peace. I'm trying to think of what other ones that I like. Give me 1 second, all right? Sorry about that. For some reason, I always forget which ones I like when it comes to the perks. I love Heart Attack. I love Inner Peace. I love Defibrillator early. And I also love, God, what is it called? I already forgot it again. I love Jumpstart. I love Jumpstart. That's one of my favorite ones as well. I love Jumpstart because that helps you. Jumpstart really helps you very, very early in the count. You know, you can swing early and hit it really well. I love Inner Peace because I usually swing at good pitches. I love Heart Attack because it gives you a boost when you're losing, which is most of the time in these, especially at the end. So I love heart attack as well. Defibrillator kind of does the same thing. 0-0 counts, 1-1 counts, and 2-2 counts. So those are the ones I like. If I can't find one of those, I might use like a boost on Oppo Taco or a boost on inside pitches, that kind of thing. I like those a lot. But pay attention to those perks the best you can. Find ones that work for you. Those are the ones that I particularly choose every single time. And really enjoy this mode. It is a great mode. I'm glad we have it, a part of this. Even if you're not doing well, you're still going to get a lot of XP from this. So I hope this helps you guys with stage 1 and stage 2 and just kind of reflecting on my own personal experience with it. And thank you so much for watching my videos. Love you guys. Subscribe if you guys are new. Like button. Love seeing likes on videos. Just makes me happy, man. And thank you guys so much for watching. Peace.